Welcome. You are at the CCC.
Where there are no outside issues. My name's Anthony. I'm an addict and alcoholic, another bozo on the bus, and I care about you.
Yes, and I'm LouiLou, and my pronouns are he and him, and I am in recovery for crystal meth and alcohol, and I'm always in search of balance.
Balance.
And each week, we strive to foster a brave space where we can engage in conversations centered around topics of recovery.
And our intention is to hold and inspire better spaces for more people in recovery by tackling issues sometimes used to separate us.
But before we do that, please like, share, comment on this episode, and subscribe if you...
bell.
Yes.
All the things.
Do all the things.
Do all the things. You know what to do. You listen to enough things.
Absolutely.
And now the disclaimer. The thoughts and opinions expressed on At the CCC are ours alone. We do not represent anyone but ourselves. In other words, we're just a couple of friends behind a mic here to entertain you. And of course, everything we talk about is for general information purposes only.
Ooh.
So this is our first time going about recording by ourselves. Well, kind of. We're being supervised right now.
Yes, we have training wheels.
We have training wheels right now.
Yes.
So this is
basically we're going all AI.
But we are the AI. So it's 2025.
Oh, wow.
So we are recording. We're recording.
Happy New Year!
Happy
oh my
New
God!
Year! Yeah. So we are recording this before 2025.
I know that's why that's why I sounded kind of shocked.
Yeah. This will air on 2025.
Exactly.
So this is going to be our New Year's resolution episode. Absolutely. And I don't even know. Are you like one for New Year's resolutions?
Not really. It's like I stopped making resolutions and I started doing like, I'm just going to be good to the people who are good to me.
Yeah. So I need to point out for people listening that you and Brandon have historically gotten upset with me for eating while we're recording, but you have put a bunch of goodies right by the mics. And so now I'm like, I was getting ready to chew and then but you're going to chew. I was getting ready to chew, but I'm not going to.
And it's not like the thing that I put in front is super crunchy.
Yeah.
I'm sabotaging.
So yeah, sabotaging me.
Okay. But
New Year's resolutions.
One of the things that the only New Year's resolution I think that I'm looking into more is reading. I think that, and actually, I've been doing some research because what I realized at the library, they have programs where you can download audiobooks and also books to your iPad.
Oh,
yeah.
I am obsessed with the San Francisco public library system.
I love that.
It's I live right down the block from the main branch.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. That's a trek. You can't just walk out.
It's a couple blocks. It's just a couple blocks from me.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm obsessed. They have a lot of really cool resources and a lot of they have audible books.
That's my thing. Every time I've moved to a different city, I have always searched out the library because it's to me like a safe space. That's where I can do my thing.
That's where I spent a lot of time in the library when I was in middle and high school. I went to our public library. That's where I would hang out.
Absolutely. Yeah. When I was younger, it's obviously we'd go there for the specials, all the different activities. It was great. It's like I'm all.
Yeah. What I'm realizing that a lot of I did a lot of queer gay shit when I was a teenager because I came out when I was 14.
In the bathrooms at the library?
No. Okay. I'm just thinking back to what it meant to be a young gay kid in my town and all the gay kids we all we went to the library or we hung out at very specific cafes or venues or
places that were safe where you didn't and there wasn't any fear of
and it was and people smoked clove cigarettes and
oh god or we smoked beaties, but I didn't really smoke. I just hung out with people who did. It wasn't until college, but the beaties we would smoke pot and then we smoked beaties for
what are beaties?
They were Indian cigarettes, huh?
What's an Indian cigarette?
It's like Indian, actually. India, the country, not I'm. And they're just wrapped in the leaves, and they weren't as strong, but they were nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was feeling nostalgic for a second.
Absolutely.
I do. for as rough of like coming out, like I said, I came out when I was 14. I had like a good time. Like, yeah, like I was like, there was some bullying and stuff. But back to like our previous episode where we were talking about our previous, hold on. Is this me? Hello. Okay. So sorry for, Louis decided that he was going to mess around with his mic. So I'm a little distracted right now and we had to like turn it off.
Sorry about that. I forget. It's like, Brandon's going to be up on it, but then this one's just looking for any opportunity to tell you what's wrong on air so that it just...
Well, it's because like I can be easily distracted.
Squirrel.
So forgot.
Tell me about some resolutions you may have made in the past and that led you to
wait, I was talking about being young gay kid.
Yeah, well, you stopped. So
yeah, I was like,
criticize
so there was
me.
that
seems to be right.
Well, what I was gonna say is like, yes, I like experienced bullying, but there was something like I look back at being like a young gay kid, meeting other young gay kids, like figuring it out and like doing like gay shit, like going like my friends and I, we would go down.
You mean like sticky fingers?
No, we would go to like we would find like underage gay clubs in like Philly. Like there was this one called Chrome that we would go to, or we went to Heaven in New York City, or we went to like Avalon in New York City. Then there was like Stonewall. So I just remember being like a young gay kid and really like feeling so connected to all of the other gay kids.
Nice.
But
you tell the story about your finding the drag queens or them taking you in.
100%.
That happened around then?
It was 100%.
You were like that kid in Paris is Burning.
Yeah, it was.
Well, we don't know where our mama is. It's like whatever. We're young and we're fabulous.
Yeah, I felt like I was raised by like my gay family by like butch lesbian and drag queens.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So and the drag queens and all of that was more like 16, 17, 18.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. Such a great time.
Yeah. I feel like if you don't have at least one butch drag queen in your corner, you are missing out.
Oh, I mean, you need all of it.
Yes, exactly.
You need all of it.
That's the thing that I find is so depressing, that you have folks who are so comfortable in their little bubbles.
Yeah.
And they're not understanding that, it is like Janice Marigatani described, like, how we've been called a mixing pot or whatever.
Yeah.
And she wrote this poem and read it, and she called us a fire pod. A fire pot of all of these differences, all of this whatever, like, and now you can expand it to the trans community, and I really feel like it's all of that variety of stuff that really kind of makes us.
Oh,
pop.
I love, I love our community. Well, absolutely. But one of the things that would make like moving hard for me would be like I'd be moving away from being in the middle of all of it.
Absolutely, but you take because you would be going back to, hopefully you'd be going back to a swing stake. You can swing the other way, because I feel like with Bonnie Violet, I'll use Bonnie Violet as an example. I was thinking, well, wouldn't it make sense just to stay here? This is safe or whatever, but some people feel like they have the work to do.
Yeah.
And
I mean, Bonnie Violet has done really meaningful work out.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I feel like there's a reason for us having to go. And like for you, it's like, obviously it's a program that you really want, but, and family. And so maybe it's what you have to do.
But to New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
So you said you want to do more reading.
Absolutely. I want to read a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm okay. Actually, it's funny. So I always find a reason to kind of input. No, actually, I have agreed to have them roast me, or at least my at least my alter ego, Mini Happy Returns.
When is that?
They haven't scheduled it, but they asked if I would be if I would be up for it. And I'm like, well, of course I would be up for it. I'd probably have to do some spiritual work after, but yeah.
It's hard. I could never.
I find, it's interesting because the last,
too sensitive.
Exactly. Well, the last two roasts is like, not even just too sensitive. I find that I wasn't as mean as those bitches, because I was writing and trying to think what I was going to say, but I was thinking, I don't want to be nasty. And those everybody's coming from a place of like, I want to draw blood. And I'm like, okay. And then if Pollo is in the room, Pollo Del Mar, you don't want
a good roast is like one that's cutting, but you can still laugh at the jokes, I mean, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, see, that's your opinion. It's like there's some mean bitches that are sitting in the audience, and they're all for blood,
Yeah, I mean, there's people who like, they want to see you squirm a little bit.
And it's funny because then they want to like love on you after. It's like, I'm all, wait a minute, you just called me a
right. You called me out of my name. So New Year's resolutions. Do your like New Year's resolution? Well, I want to like shoehorn in recovery, but do you have any like New Year's resolutions as they relate to your recovery?
As they relate to my recovery, I feel like,
or that, yeah.
Well, I feel like for me, I don't make the resolutions, but I just start to make the changes. Like if I were going to make a resolution, like I don't want to make a declaration. I think that's a resolution. I don't want to tell anybody what I'm doing because it's kind of like when I decide to stop smoking or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to tell anybody because if I fall short, I think that's one of the challenges. It's always, I want to exercise, I want to eat better or whatever. One of the things that I would like to do, that I would love to do, I would like to spend this year taking my finances a little more seriously.
That's real.
I like to not fall behind on things that I shouldn't be falling behind.
I feel that. Brandon, maybe you should take pictures of us and send them to Bonnie Violet. No? Or maybe we'll get rid of... So we're doing a couple of things right now. Can you move this, Louis?
Yeah.
New Year's resolutions.
Well, you keep saying New Year's resolutions. I feel like we have decided that we don't do this. So let's talk about what we want to talk about.
About New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to the new year? I mean, are you ready for what's going to happen on when is
January 6th?
Yeah.
No, that's not January 6th. The inauguration is not the 4th.
Yeah. So it's
January
like
4th?
No, it's got to be after because. Oh yeah, it's the 4th, huh?
Is it the 4th?
No, because the inauguration happens after he's confirmed or whatever.
And when is that?
I don't know, maybe January or something.
Honestly,
I can't believe. Hold on. I don't care.
This is going to drive me crazy. I should know this.
In the meantime,
yeah, I mean, I should know this. But so, she said we're going to talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Exactly.
Inauguration day is. Does it change every year? The 20th. It's the 20th. Yeah. So I try not to. It's too weighty for me to make like a declaration at the beginning of the year.
Absolutely.
I do have like intentions that I try to go into the
year but with. I do my intentions all the time. I mean, you're right. Yeah. It's weighty. It's really weighty because if I don't, like 1 year, a couple of years ago, I'm going to go on at least one date this year. I didn't do it at all.
Yeah.
I had 365 days to not do it. I didn't even try.
Yeah.
And it's like, so that's just putting unnecessary pressure on me. And those resolutions also can be born out of what you think other people think.
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah. I'm thinking, I do want to spend more time with my family. I do miss them. But I miss
all of them, meaning like you miss the drama.
I have to be real with you, Louis. This last visit, like it was a good visit, but it was like, it was really intense for such a short amount of time. Oh, excuse me. Did I just burp into the mic? What's that? Oh my God. But there's all this downtime right now because Brandon's taking pictures and Louis is showing me pictures on his phone. And we're Happy New Year's, everyone. Happy 2025.
I know, exactly.
That's how I'm going into 2025. I think there are a lot of things I'm looking forward to. Like I graduate 2025.
Nice.
I will hopefully know where I'm doing postdoc. So there are a lot of things. I mean, I'm looking forward to the year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is it a year you're looking forward to?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's like I kind of am a little shut down after, like, I'm trying to, what I realize is that I'm not going to die this year. I don't know that. I don't get to kind of like act as a hermit crab and go into my shell and not face what's really going on. Because what's really going on is that we have a man coming back into power, who probably shouldn't even be like in charge of the sandbox. but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's hard to not think about the political climate going into 2025, especially given the things that have unfolded in the last few weeks. What are you doing over there? God, for folks listening, this is probably one of the most distracted episodes. It's
not distracted. You wouldn't know that it's distracted unless Anthony said, "Oh, wait, it's distracted." No, Anthony would not do well doing stage plays because he would mess up and then make some big stink, and then all of a sudden it's like
I used to do musical theater. I have a performance background.
You wouldn't know it.
I have
unless this is your plan.
No, you wouldn't know I have a theater background.
Not at all.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that I danced for.
Well, he dances. You do everything.
I dance. I sang. I did some acting.
Nice.
I did when I was a teenager. I did modeling and stuff like that too.
Put your clothes on?
Yeah, with my clothes on, stupid bitch. I did can I tell you that the reason why, I always loved dancing, but I think I did the acting, modeling, singing, because I thought like that's what you did as a gay boy.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, no. But that makes sense. I
had a sincere, I'm Puerto Rican, I grew up dancing. So I really loved dancing, but I do think I did all the other things because I needed or craved attention or just wanted to feel something.
Do you do hair too?
No, I didn't.
Because I'm if you do hair, I'm all, damn. It's like she can do hair, makeup, or whatever.
Sing,
it's like
dance,
I'm all,
act. No, sing, dance, act. And then I wasn't.
Growing up, one of my obsessions was writing stories. At one point, I was obsessed with mystery writing, like mysteries.
Really?
Yes. Oh, yeah. So I wrote this mystery, and I was a counselor for the summer program, and I worked with the students, and I had them kind of act it out. It was like a murder mystery party.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's nice. It's fun. It didn't go as beautifully as planned, but it was fun. And I remember there was a lot of that. I wanted to write scripts and film them and do things like that. And I did that for a while. Yeah.
Nice. That's really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
So you want to read this year?
Yeah. Well, for me, what I want to do is I realized that I want to start light.
Start light.
No, I don't want to pick up any of those novellas like you do. It's 850,000 pages.
I haven't read a book that long in a really long time.
The book that you were talking about before, where it's I'm all.
Oh,
this one's doing a book report every week on the chapter that he reads. No, what I wanted to do is find books that were more specific on things that I want to focus on. I want to understand more about the issues that are coming our way, the things that I think are super important. I want to read a lot more Black and queer authors. Yeah. And I feel like that reading definitely makes you more interesting, makes you, it's easier to have conversation when you and I also want to pull fucking names out of my hat and throw and drop them like you do. It's we'll be talking. It's oh, do you know about blah 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 and this book, and I'm oh my God, I kind of heard about it, but thanks you for telling me because now I'm exposed, and I appreciate that. That's amazing.
Well, I feel like I like sharing things that I learn with people.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially you read something that's interesting. I remember in college, the first year in college, I took an astronomy class.
Astronomy.
Astronomy.
You're not astrology.
I know. I know. And I was
girl, they were
so
teaching about
into it. I was so
horoscopes.
into it, and I was like wanting to talk to everybody about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like
I feel like that's my love language. Is I love teaching.
No, it's good.
Yeah,
and I
love
feel
teaching.
also it's like
or sharing information.
you truly know what you're talking about when you can share it and have other people understand it in the way that you understand it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's always like on the level that I'm thinking is like when I work and I've always been in a situation where I'm training folks to do what I'm doing. And I'm really good at it, but I can't show you how to be good at it.
Yeah.
Where's this going? You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's all about legacy. It's kind of like with the commitment I just finished as a chair for the Living Sober.
Yeah.
Chair for the not chair. Let me be careful. President of the advisory board. I don't want people to think I was a chair. Basically, the legacy that I'm leaving is I wanted to make sure all of all the documents and everything. But also, it's like when people finish out their term, what would happen is they would leave, and then all of a sudden they'd be forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily forgotten in a way where it's like we still need to be tapping into them because they're not like dead rocks. It's like I got something else to bring too. Like what people are more likely to want to do something if it's just a one-off type thing,
Sure.
than if you're saying, hey, can you do this for 2 years? So yeah. So that's I also feel like one of my gifts is bringing people together in the way they need to and putting them to work the way they need to be put to work.
I'm thinking about 2025. I think I want to be more restful.
More than you are? You're like a fucking cat.
I'm not.
What do you mean restful?
I see the thing. Here's what's funny is that you guys, and by you guys I mean like you, Brandon, Jordan, everyone. You guys don't see me very often, right? So like I am going so hard throughout the week. It's even on the weekend, right? By the time you see me, I'm like exhausted, right?
Okay.
So
okay.
So it's like, yeah, by the end of like a work shift, like by the end of like the day, I'm like exhausted. By the time the weekend comes, I still have a bunch of stuff that needs to get done that I couldn't do during the week. And so I'm always tired.
So what does it look like after you graduate? I mean,
things will be a lot different.
Are you still going to be like, how long before the commitment that you currently are in is done?
So I will wrap up where I am now in August.
Oh, nice.
August, I think 23rd. And then if I end up on the East Coast at this program that I'm thinking of, I'll start there September 1st.
Okay.
I'm still waiting to hear back from other programs that are out here.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Nice.
But yeah, but like once, I think that's the other thing too, is that like, I'm looking forward to that. Like I'm looking forward to graduating and like really jumping into the kind of work that I want to do. And then, I also have to like apply for licensure. That's a whole other thing.
Of course.
There's a lot to get done. So going into 2025, I think, the other thing here, like talking about recovery is I also need to reintegrate. Okay, listen, I work a program, right? What I'm noticing is that when I get really busy the way I have, it's like, that's when I start like I stop taking care of myself, right? So I'm not, maybe I'm not going to as many meetings, or maybe I'm like, I don't have service commitments or something like that. And so I'm realizing like that I need to reprioritize that going into this in 2025.
I guess my question for that is like, how are you doing mentally
right now? I think I'm pretty good. I'm on really good meds.
But when I asked that because like John A, one of our fellows, he always says, like, when somebody says, when I hear you say, I'm working a program, he says there's only one program. And I think the problem that we have is that we judge what we're doing based on Lord knows what. And it really, all that I get to focus on is I'm feeling like, because there are times when I'm just connecting consistently with my sponsees and my sponsor.
Yeah, I mean,
and my meetings aren't, and
yeah,
and if I'm finding, because it's a mixture of, or it's a recipe, and if I'm not getting this, but adding a little more of that over there.
Yeah. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and that's what I mean. Like, I mean that I do that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I stay engaged. Like, there are two things that I always do, especially when I'm not feeling well. I always make sure to put myself in the middle, and by that I mean, like, I put myself in social situations, right? I stay connected. The other thing that I do is I try to at least be in touch with one of my sponsors or working with my sponsees.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the easy ones for me. The easy ones for me are to like go toward people.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I think the reason why that is because I find that when I'm in relationship with people, like when I'm hanging out with friends, that's when I feel like the most grounded, you know? And I think so much of it for me, Louis, is like, I think the thing that like grounds me the most is like just being reminded that like we're all doing it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? That like everyone's got their own like slice of shit pie, you know, like everyone's. And I was thinking about our last episode and I'm like, man, am I really negative? And I think like I'm not a very negative person, but I think like just within like the last couple of months I'm like, you know what, like things have been kind of like heavy and shitty.
Oh,
and,
fuck
like,
yeah. It's like, come on.
right. And like and it's like really helpful for me when I meet other people or I'm talking to like friends and stuff and they're like, oh yeah, girl, it's like,
trust me,
it's
like
really shitty for me too.
There's a tornado in San Francisco. Everybody, including the city, is acting out of character.
Yeah.
Because nothing is right now, and I think that collectively, knowing that we're all dealing with this, it's like I don't get to kind of wave around my pity flag and not deal. Like I think that. The other thing,
What?
like we went dancing like a couple weeks ago, and it was a lot of fun. And I was thinking to myself, you always find a reason not to go, and I need to go dancing more because I used to love dancing. And I'm always like, oh God, I'm tired. I'm too old, like this and whatever. And I have friends who go all the time. I mean, Brandon goes all the time and he doesn't look like he's getting any younger. And he has fun. And it's like,
You just caught a stray bullet, Brandon. A stray bullet.
I'm kidding, Brandon. Like, no, but
Brandon does exciting, cool shit.
What I need to do actively is create a group, you know, create a little group thing, because there's always somebody who wants to kind of go and have a good experience. Like the last time I was out, I was dancing with the sponsee and my sponsor. That was so much fun.
Oh, that's really cute.
It was so nice. It's like I'm always like, yeah, this is cool.
I wanna be nicer to my body in 2025. I feel like I haven't been getting enough sleep. I mean, part of it is like I think there is some sometimes I think that there has to be imbalance, you know, like, you know, like right now there's just a lot of stuff that needs to get done and there's a bit of imbalance and of course then, you know, like you learn how to manage the imbalance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but you know, with that being said, I want to take better care of my body going into 2025. And part of that is like simple shit, like drinking water.
Yeah. Hello.
I don't know why that is
when I was in my active addiction as a tweaker, I'm the most offensive thing you could do to me as a tweaker is tell me to drink water. Yeah. How dare you? Yeah. You don't know me.
Just simple things like drinking water.
Oh my God. It's
going to bed at a reasonable time. You know what I mean? Like I love sugar. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love a sugary soda, a nice fruity soda.
Oh, okay. So I like a sugary soda, but it has to have carbonation. And especially if I wake up in the middle of the night, there's something magical about like drinking it really fast. That's so weird. It's like, and then going back to sleep. I'm good.
My offensive, I have my offensive laugh. You can still hear my getting over my sick.
No. Oh,
can you hear that?
Oh yeah. It's like, it's not like that one laugh where I'm always like, he's full of shit. He's like trying to tell me to shut up. I know it.
No, I was gonna cough. Yeah. So just treating my body better. Yeah, treating my body better. Oh, financial stuff. You were talking about that.
God,
yeah.
it's like, come on.
I mean, a part of that too. Like, I am like living under the poverty line. I've been in grad school for like ever. But I've been living under the poverty line or like pretty close to the poverty line for a while. And I think it's, part of it is like, that's just kind of like what it looks like, for someone like me to be in grad school right now. But I have been taking steps to like clean up my financial health, or like take care of my financial health. So that's something I'm thinking about. And I've heard people say that like in recovery, like how someone spends, you can like that their spending is, like not a reflection of their recovery, but you know, that it can be like an indicator of like their overall health,
mental health. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the spending habits.
I use a lot of markers, like what my apartment looks like. That is a great,
that's a good one for me.
That's a great marker for like how I'm doing mentally. And right now it's like, if you saw my apartment, you think that I need to be like committed.
You should see mine actually. Hold on. I want to take a step back here. To be sure, I am not saying that like if a person's like finances are a mess, that their recovery is a mess. I'm just saying that there are proxies.
But come on now. It's like, I mean, you know, it might not be completely there, but there's something there. There's something there. I feel like it may not be what you're talking about, but it's something he's also not saying you shouldn't be interested in trying to deal with it. So
I mean, I'm also, you know, the other thing is like, what was I saying about, like you were saying like whether or not your apartment's clean. So that's the same thing for me, is like my apartment clean? Do I have dishes in the sink? Have I taken the trash out? Have I cleaned up?
I have a dishwasher. Why in the hell do I have dishes in the sink? Like I can put them. Dishwasher? I can put them in a dishwasher and hide them. Yeah, and turn them on. Ooh,
but you don't.
But I don't.
Interesting.
No, you know what I do? I have like. Okay, so I don't have a problem with that because I like washing dishes.
Okay.
Even when I'm like, but I'm talking about clothes and other things. The worst is after I perform in drag and everything's everywhere. That's not cute.
I feel like that's every drag queen I know.
I know, but it's like, I'm like, come on now. I want this to be magical.
All right.
Magical.
It's so, you know, what's so funny about drag is that, you know, like the final product is always like, well, not always, but you know, it's, the final product is what spectacular. It is. Yeah, but like the building up to and then the aftermath is so
the trust the process really rings true. Like there's a point, and I always talk about this. There's a point where all of a sudden, it starts to come alive. That's when Minnie shows up, and I start feeling my fantasy, and I'm like, ooh, you know, it's like, whatever. It's all good.
You start to feel like someone's auntie.
Exactly. So, yeah. Okay. Shots fired.
No, not even. What did you say? Like mother of the bride?
Mother of the bride. Yes, exactly.
You're always the mother.
That's my aesthetic, because it's like trying to, you know, Joris, the French drag queen.
Yeah.
Like that one is like, she's gorgeous. It's like, so I'm standing up next to her, and I'm like
I've seen her in drag yet.
Do
you have pictures?
I have pictures. I
haven't seen her in drag.
Of course I do.
Is she, I guess maybe you can tell me later, is she a good performer?
She's amazing.
Oh, yeah?
She is absolutely amazing.
What kind of music does she do?
Everything, but she's amazing.
Okay. Do you have any drag resolutions?
Not really.
Maybe not coffee.
I probably like.
You can show me later.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can show me later.
I think that I think that I'm making a commitment to perform when I can, when I want to. So that's not any different than how I have been performing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really like oh God, I want to perform all the time. I am I have agreed for this year to host some things for the Imperial Court.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm usually a little bit apprehensive because they're not always organized in the way that I like, you know, and that has everything to do with my level of control.
Or maybe their level of organization is like different than what you're used to. Because I've worked on different conferences, and like I've worked at like one conference, and like the organization I'm used to it being one thing, and then I worked at another conference, and like they were organized, but it was just very different than what I was used to. So maybe that's what's happening.
You're so nice. It was just different. Yeah.
It can just be different.
There's organized and not organized.
Do you have any, I guess, hopes for like our listeners for the new year?
I hope that you listen to us more. That you download us as many times as possible, and that you share this with as many people as you can, because we want to continue having the conversation.
I wonder if we have like a recap of like the year. I don't think we have that yet.
Well, I think
for phone visits. So works to be. Oh, I just got contacted by my boss. But yes, especially if you're, because I'm not. I didn't want to drive in tomorrow. What are you doing? Okay, we need to land the plane. We're like distracted. We're like not even. And
wait,
this might be the tone for 2025.
Can you say we're distracted?
Yeah, because you're on your phone.
Yeah, but I'm not sharing it with the audience.
Because I looked over and you like took my attention away. But maybe this is like the tone for 2020.
No, this is not the tone.
Maybe the tone for 2025 is
the tone
flexible.
The tone for 2025. We'll know it when we reach 2025.
It's forgiving. It's forgiving. It for 2025. This is what I'm putting it. It's flexible.
Okay.
It's forgiving.
I like that.
It's what else? Come on, help me. Flexible, forgiving. It's
patient.
It's patient. It's hopeful. I don't know. I think those are the ones I have. Do you have any other ones?
No, I'll ride with you on those because I'm a ride or die.
Yeah, you are a ride or die.
Yes, ride or die.
Should we land this plane?
Let's land it.
All right, let's pull up the script that you had plenty of time to do earlier while you were on your phone. But since I apparently was distracted and I'm now buying us time.
Or you just like hearing your voice. So the Castro Country Club is a safe and sober community center for all people and a refuge for the LGBTQ recovery community.
We provide programs and services that help change lives by supporting personal growth.
Our vision is to reduce the suffering of addiction by connecting people to community, opportunity, and support.
You can find more information, including all the ways to contact us, at www.castrocountryclub.org/podcast.
And please look for new episodes every Monday wherever you listen to podcast.
And that's it. We love you. Bye.
Happy New Year.